Welcome to the Two Geeks and a Microphone podcast, your one-stop shop for television, movie, video games, comic books, book reviews, and more. Now, without further ado, here's Steven and Mike.
You talk first. I talk first.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Two Geeks and a Microphone show. Hey, once again, we are here with you to talk all kinds of things geekdom. I am your co-host, Mr. Steven Boster, along with the one, the only Mr. Michael Shanks. Mike, say hey to everybody.
Good morning to all you geeks out there in Geekdom Land.
It just dawned on me. I forgot to refill my Rockstar. Dun, dun, dun.
I went and got me a Diet Coke.
Oh, well played. Well played. Hey, everybody, we are here to talk about Disney Star Wars Andor Episode 4. Now, as you may remember, we did talk about episodes 1, 2, 3 as they were released. I will not repeat anything from there, from that show. But here we are today to talk about Episode 4 and kind of give Quattro. Yeah. Hey, wasn't that a character in another sci-fi movie?
I don't know.
It was the Total Recall with Arnold Schwarzenegger. Sorry, I don't know where that came from. Holy moly. All right. Well, here, everybody, we are here to talk about Andor. So enough of other sci-fi stuff. Star Wars, nothing but Star Wars. All right, Mike. If you were to give your rating for this episode, what would it be and why?
Well, we got to pick our scale. I think we're going to go TIE fighters for the scale.
Okay, I got you. Sure, absolutely.
There were TIE fighters in this.
Right.
All right. So I really had high hopes for this series. Those high hopes are dwindling.
Oh, I feel for you, my friend, because I know you had high hopes.
I really did. I mean, when it was first announced, I was like, really? Is that what we're doing this episode, series on? And then when they showed the trailers, I thought, man, this looks really good. This could be pretty intriguing.
Right.
There's been a lot of good character development. I'll give it that. And I will say this episode felt more Star Wars-y than the first three did. But it's still a snail's pace.
Yes, agreed.
We really need to pick this up. We need some more action, okay? I have no problem with story development. That's fine. We got to have some drama. I get it. I'm okay with that. But it's got to be interspersed with some action, and we're not getting any action. Really,
right?
That brings it down. It's. I'm gonna give it a 5 TIE fighters on this.
Whoa!
Now there were some elements that I enjoyed about the show. We got a character I was very happy to see return to Star Wars.
Okay,
that was cool. I like some interaction between her and Luthen, I think that's his name.
You talking about that act that
yeah.
Okay,
that was all good. I enjoyed that. I've already mentioned the TIE fighters. I love seeing TIE fighters, classic, original TIE fighters, and that beautiful sound that the TIE fighters make. When I hear that, it just makes me go, yeah,
Star Wars. Right? Okay,
this is Star Wars.
Yes.
I remember years ago when Rebels was first brought on, when they first brought Rebels, the cartoon series, on. And one of the first things that you hear in Rebels and see in Rebels is the TIE fighters coming overhead and just that classic sound of the TIE fighters. And it's a beautiful sound. And I remember hearing that going, I'm home again. Because we had so many years of, the prequel stuff. And I like the prequels. Don't get me wrong. I enjoy the prequels. But there's just something about those classic TIE fighter sounds, the classic X-Wing sounds, and all that classic Star Wars, sound effects that I absolutely love and adore. And I got that in this, and that made me happy.
Mm-hmm.
And then we had the snail pace of the show, and I'm going, come on. Just come on.
Right.
Your turn, Steven.
Yep. Okay. So here's the dealio. So for me, I will also give it 5 out of 10 TIE fighters, but
Wow, we are
not
in agreement on this one.
not even, but really, it's dragging out. It's just, this goes back to what I harp about stuff like, look, I don't care if you're going to do 10 episodes or something like that, but come on, you got to give me a story within each episode. We've had 2 movies worth of material or time, not even 2 movies worth of material, but 2 movies worth of time that you could have told 2 really good Star Wars stories within this time.
I don't know if it'd be 2. I would say 1, but
Okay.
well, no, maybe you're right, because these are longer episodes actually than what Boba Fett we got through Boba Fett and Kenobi.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, maybe you're right, man. Okay, I stand corrected.
But I don't even give my if it weren't for the Easter eggs that I had to get from Den of Geek, which is what I'm bringing to the table today. If I didn't, if I didn't know what the references were or how it ties into Star Wars, great. But that still doesn't make a TV show. It still doesn't make an episode.
There were some cool Easter eggs. I agree.
There's some great Easter eggs. On
yeah.
here.
Jango Fett's armor.
Jango Fett's armor.
Yeah, Jango Fett's armor was actually in it.
Oh, I missed that one.
Yeah, it's in Luthen's collection. I don't know how in the heck he gets Jango's. Now, see, there's a story I want to hear. How did he get Jango's armor?
I totally missed Jango's armor.
It's like his chest armor in it.
Okay.
So yeah, I want to know that story. How did he get Jango's armor? Which eventually Boba gets. So, there's a story there that I'm interested in. I know it has nothing to do with the rebellion and
right.
All that, but man,
interesting. Okay. Well, anyway, so I'll be open with you, Mike. I don't even know if it's worth doing extra episodes on. You know what I mean? Brenda, they're missing the mark just like stormtroopers. Well played.
Well, I don't know. I'm in it for the full ride. I'm hopeful this is going to get better. And like I said, it did feel more Star Warsy. We got Mon Mothma. I'm very happy that we got Mon Mothma.
Mm-hmm. Here, you want me to read the
go ahead.
Synopsis?
Synopsis.
All right, here's just the basic synopsis. Out of options, Cassian joins a mission to infiltrate an Imperial garrison on Aldhani. On the city-covered capital world of Coruscant, agents of the Imperial Security Bureau start to piece together information regarding the disturbance on Ferrix. That's it. So, when I first saw the synopsis, I was like, "Ooh, finally, we're going to get some kind of cool mission."
No, we got the planning of the mission. They're planning a heist.
Right.
We had a heist in Solo, and so many people complained about Solo. Well, so far, Solo is better.
It's much more better.
Yeah, much more better.
Here, drink. Oh, wait, I'm empty. Dang it. We just did the Munsters episode, everybody. If you missed it, go back and listen to it. Man, we drank a whole lot in that one of what was much more better.
So, I love the heist in Solo. It's a fantastic heist. It's great.
Oh, yeah, it's good.
High energy, high action.
Mm-hmm.
Very, very good. And I'm hoping once we finally get to the heist, which I hope is next episode, it's as high octane as Solo was. Because if we get that, then we're going to get a good, fun episode.
Right.
And like I said, I like that we got Mon Mothma. Oh, we got the mention of Coruscant. Well, we actually went to Coruscant. Just a little Star Wars trivia. Coruscant is not George Lucas's creation. He did not come up with the planet Coruscant. Coruscant was actually first mentioned in Heir to the Empire by Timothy Zahn.
Yes, I had that as one of my Easter eggs.
Yeah. So I like that. And Lucas actually incorporated Coruscant into the prequels. So that's how we got Coruscant. So that was cool. That was cool. Coruscant was there. Looked great. They did a good job with that.
Yes.
I like Mon Mothma and Luthen's little private meeting and talking about the rebellion, the starting of the rebellion.
Yes,
I enjoyed
agreed.
That was cool.
Yeah. Yep.
So yeah, we got these little pockets of good buildup and no action.
Yeah, none. Except for the TIE fighters flying over. Woo!
Right. And the TIE fighters were
That's it.
glorious. I loved it. You know, but man, yeah, give me some TIE fighters destroying crap. You know,
Pew 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 pew. All right. Let me give you a break for a minute. Let me tell you what I loved the most. What I loved the most was a total Easter egg, 100%. Of course, there were several things that popped up, all kinds of little references within this episode and things. And then when we get to the shop, where they're in Luthen's shop, okay. They're talking. Moth and Luthen are talking, and right in the background was a set of armor. Did you see that? A full set.
Yes.
Helmet and stuff like that. I loved that reference because that's totally to
KOTOR.
No. Force Unleashed. Dark Lord Starkiller. It is that's the armor from the Dark Side ending to the Force Unleashed
Starkiller. Yeah.
It's Starkiller's armor.
Oh my gosh, if we could have Starkiller in this.
Yeah, the question is
give me some Sam Witwer.
Yeah. Yeah. So when I saw that, I was like, no, is it? So it's awfully familiar. It looks very similar. So whether or not it is or not, but that's where my brain went to. And Den of Geek, I looked it up. They were the same way. It looks a lot like that armor from the Dark Side ending.
That's in Luthen's little...
That's in the shop. So when they're talking and you see, when you look in the background, there's this full set of armor sitting up, the helmet, the chest plate, and kind of the top part of the arm kind of areas, the shoulder things. That is totally looks like Starkiller's armor from the Dark Side ending.
And just like I said for Jango Fett's armor, I want to know the story behind that. Tell me the story. How does Luthen... Maybe that's it. Maybe we need a Luthen series on how he's getting this stuff. I think that might be more interesting.
Right?
Because so far I'm bored with Andor.
Right? Ooh, maybe that's how what's her name gets Luke's lightsaber.
Oh gosh. Oh, we're gonna go to the sequels now.
No, I'm just kidding. I'm just teasing.
I hate that. Oh.
Sorry.
That scene just ruined so much for me. Damn J.J. Abrams.
Right. That's where he did the mystery box all too much and too often. That it ruined some stuff. So yeah. Anyway, okay, continuing on.
Himself in a mystery box.
Yeah. So that's all right. That was my favorite Easter egg, was the Starkiller armor. I thought that was great. I thought it was just fabulous.
That's cool.
Yeah, but that's just Easter egg. That an Easter egg does not a story make. So
we did get the Imperial officers. I like that.
I liked also we've got an Imperial FBI.
Okay, all right. I gotta admit, when she's walking up to the building,
yes,
it felt a little too real world for me. I was like, yeah, this just looks like the FBI. I was disappointed with that, honestly. I'm like, I don't want real world politics in my Star Wars politics. I want them to be Star Wars. Don't give me the FBI.
Yeah, I thought it was interesting
I
how
don't want Marvel Agents of Shield. I hated that show. That was the dumbest Marvel show ever. And don't give me that in my Star Wars. No, please don't. This turns into Agents of Shield. You're right. I'll quit watching it.
Yep. Somebody did say that in I'll go back to the FBI thing later, but in the shop, I just got to get this one out because I'm still thinking Jedi stuff, because I told you that I didn't have any mysticism, Star Wars mysticism in the first 3 episodes. And then we got a little bit of it here. But somebody said on the shelves, if you really stop and take a look at the shelves and all the artifacts that he has, that there's one that looks like a pyramid and one that looks like a cube. So the question was, are those holocrons?
Are those holocrons? Well, I mean, shoot, if he's got Star Killers, which we don't know it's actually Star Killer, but
we don't know, to be open,
because actually Star Killer has not been officially deemed canon.
Right.
Brother, can you hear me rolling my eyes? But yeah, if we got Star Killer's armor, we got Jango Fett's armor. Yeah, why wouldn't he have a couple holocrons too? Again,
holocrons are canon though.
Well, yeah,
holocrons are canon because of Rebels.
Holocrons are canon, and then they went to this stupid direction with the what was that thing? It should have been a holocron in Rise of Skywalker that Kylo Ren has.
Right, but it was I
don't know,
whatever to help them get through it was the navigation thing to get them through whatever.
Stupid.
Yeah,
stupid.
Right.
Dumb.
Right.
Again, J.J. Abrams ruins everything. Along with Ruin Johnson. Anyway, sorry. This is not a sequel hating episode, but
no, but I think it's just
hitting these beats that remind me of the sequel, and it's like,
I know. Gosh. Yeah, but I think that's just, I think Andor has such potential, but
it's falling short.
It is falling short. Why are you taking so long to, all these background points, I guess, trying to set the stage? You're taking too long. And that's the whole thing about drawing stuff out. I'm like, come on, stop wasting my time.
This is spy and espionage stuff. It's supposed to be. And I mean, I guess it's leading up to that. And I thought really this would be right up your alley, because you tend to lean.
I love spy and espionage. Right. Yeah.
The spy espionage stuff. But
I like Bourne series. I like James Bond. I like there was another series, but I'm just like,
but you can't compare this to this. Yeah, I don't even care for James Bond. I'm not a fan of James Bond, but I understand that James Bond has the espionage, but in the build up and everything, but it has action to it too. And so far we're not getting any action. And you would think after what we saw in Rogue One, you would think you get some gunslinging from Cassian, and
right. No, all he did was shoot somebody so far.
Right. Right.
In the head, unarmed.
Yeah, that was pretty dark. But yeah, we're not even seeing him go in and find, I don't know, something important. Well, he had something important in the first 3 episodes, and then that just got left there. So, yeah, the MacGuffin that really turned out to be nothing at all whatsoever, unless it plays later on in the series. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
Sorry, I'm going back to the first 3 episodes. You said we wouldn't do that.
Right. Well, I was just, I'm not going to complain anything else about what we saw in the first 3 episodes. So, but I tell you what, I mean, even this one, I'm like, are we still on the whole planning of this mission? Okay, meet everybody. Who are you? Who are you? I don't trust you. I don't trust you. I don't trust. I'm like, they did it twice. First upon the thing, and then the other person showed up. I'm like, we already established this. They're going to have problems. Okay, move along.
Yeah, what's her problem?
Move along.
Move along. These are not the droids you're looking for.
This is not the plot you were looking
You're
for.
right. It's not the plot we were looking for. Move along. Move along.
Right.
That's good. That's really good. Yeah, and I don't understand. So we have, and I don't know what her name was. Was it? Is she Casa? Casa?
I don't know.
She's like the leader of this resistance here on this planet or whatever.
Right.
One that's going to head up this heist, and
Mhm.
she's the one that brings Cassian back. But
Mhm.
she's all about this. Well, we don't tell him that Luthen sent you. You know, this was my idea the whole time. I don't quite get that. It's like, okay, what do you guys does your team not trust Luthen? What's the deal here?
I just figured it was just protecting Luthen because of his position and who he is, just to keep
Okay.
him hidden.
Yeah, because he is a double. We find out that he's a double agent, that he is tied with the Empire.
Mhm.
So I like that. I like that. That was
Mhm.
cool plot line.
Yeah.
That works well. But yeah, it's just nothing's going on.
Right? Yeah. Everybody, as you can tell, this is going to be a really short episode. At least I thought this would be longer than the Munsters, but maybe not.
There was more to talk about in the Munsters. Well, that's because the Munsters was a little too long. Truth be told, I thought this episode was a little too long also.
Right. There was more to gripe about in the Munsters because there was more of it.
Honestly, I think the Munsters was better.
Yeah, I just, I mean, there was a whole bunch of, let me roll through some of these Easter eggs real quick.
Sure.
So obviously we got Mon Mothma, who was first introduced in Return of the Jedi.
Right.
Many Bothans died.
Yeah, many Bothans died to bring us this information. Many
Ooh,
Bothans
nicely done.
died to bring me this Diet Coke. Stop using Bothans. Yeah, I would like to get some Bothans. I'd like to see what a Bothan is, by the way. That would
Right?
be cool. Yeah, give
Somebody
me some
explain that.
Bothans. What the heck's wrong with you?
Right.
Yeah. So she was in Return of the Jedi. And the cool thing is, she was supposed to be in Revenge of the Sith, but they cut her part. And the actress who played her in Revenge of the Sith is this actress.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
And she looks like the original actress from Return of the Jedi. That's fantastic.
It looks good.
Great. I like Mon Mothma. Now, let me tell you, there is another character I wish they would introduce, and she's not canon because she's part of the EU.
Mara Jade.
No. Well, yes,
I'm messing with you.
That's not who I was going for, though. Yes,
Right.
give me Mara Jade. Mara Jade would be fantastic. Heck,
Yes.
Mara Jade would be good in this series too. Anyway, I digress. No, Princess Leia has kind of in the books, in the expanded universe books, the original expanded universe, she kind of has a helper. I don't know exactly how you describe her, and her name is Winter. And Winter is kind of a good not companion, good comparison to Mon Mothma. I think the two of them would work well together actually as characters. It would be kind of fun to see Winter introduced into the series somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how exactly she'd fit in, but she'd bring something to the series.
Right. Real quick, we already talked about Coruscant being first and heir to the Empire.
Yep.
And then the Mon Mothma's home planet, Chandrilla.
Okay.
First appearance was in 1998 video game Star Wars Rebellion.
Oh, neat. I didn't know that.
That was his first appearance, but it was actually first mentioned in the name in West End's game Star Wars RPG Sourcebook in 87.
You know, there was a lot of things that got established through the role-playing game, the original role-playing game. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
It's kind of neat to find out, you know, what was established in the role-playing game and then is becoming canon.
Yep. Agreed. Did you catch the mention of Scarif in this?
Yes.
I thought, okay, there's a lot of stuff going to Scarif.
Well, and then there was another connection to the Solo movie. Mimban was mentioned.
Yes.
Because Mimban is where Han is part of the Empire and he's fighting for the Empire. And kind of, as it was said, it was kind of like the Empire fighting the Empire, which is kind of weird. But,
Right.
and Mimban is actually first mentioned. First time in Star Wars history would be in the book, in the novel Splinter of the Mind's Eye.
Yeah, you are the Star Wars man. Deep cut. Well done.
I will admit, I kind of got a reminder of that from Rebel Force Radio.
That's all right. That's okay.
Thank you, Jimmy Mack.
Right.
But yeah, Mimban was in Splinter of the Mind's Eye. It was kind of a weird planet in that book. I still enjoy that book though. It's a strange book, but it's got a neat place in Star Wars history. We actually did a episode. One of our first episodes was on Splinter of the Mind's Eye.
Yeah. In the Imperial briefing, we got Ryloth mentioned, which is introduced in Legends, but it was in the Clone Wars animated series.
Now wait a minute, Ryloth, isn't it
it's the home planet of the Twi'leks?
Yes, yeah, that's in episode 2. Isn't that where Obi-Wan rides that strange lizard creature? Isn't that Ryloth?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
I'm not sure.
What planet is that then? Anyway, all right. For some reason, I was thinking that was Ryloth, but okay.
Okay. Let's see. The Imperial Security Bureau. I said we'd come back to that. That's evidently our first our first ISB officer, even though not identified, was first appeared in A New Hope. That was Colonel Wolf Yularen.
Yes.
So there's where we kind of have our nod back to the Imperial Security Bureau.
Right.
Is there. So our little FBI action. I do agree with you totally 100% that walking in, now that you mention it, that whole when they first start walking in was very reminiscent of how a lot of today's cop shows show you the outside of the buildings and they're all walking in or something like that.
Doesn't it?
It did.
But now once they were inside and you see the Imperials around the table, that felt very Star Wars.
New Hope. It took me back to New Hope.
Yeah, with Grand Moff Tarkin and
yes, it did.
The rest of the Imperials.
Yeah.
This battle station is now the most powerful weapon in the universe. I suggest we use it.
Yeah. Yep. Ricotta. Luthen mentions ricotta early in the episode. It's from KOTOR.
Ricotta, like spaghetti and
I know, right? RAKA.
You're gonna make me hungry.
I know. I'm already hungry. I need some kind of protein snack to get me through watching Andor.
Oh man.
Oh gosh.
Okay, sorry.
No, that's okay. They do mention in Luthen's shop was what looks like Mandalorian armor.
Yes.
So that is in there.
See, now I think it was Emergency Awesome, and he kind of freeze framed on it, which was cool.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Silver chest plate, and I think the shoulder pads. I got my helmet and my shoulder pads.
Right.
Football has been very, very good to me. I got my helmet and my shoulder pads. Bounty hunting has been, well, sort of good to me. Sorry.
Speaking of the shop, there are those who say there's some references to Indiana Jones in there.
Oh, I missed that.
It looks like there are two things. One, it looks like Indy's whip frozen in carbonite, and then two stones that look like those Shankara stones from Temple of Doom.
Wow.
I have not gone back to look, but I was like, oh, interesting. Somebody really went in there to kind of take a look at stuff.
Yeah, no
So
kid.
obviously
Well, there was
reusing
nothing
old
else to do in
props.
this episode.
Do what?
There was nothing else to do in this episode.
There
So
really wasn't.
might as well go and look for fun things.
Yep. So my favorite, I'm going to hit my last Easter egg. The first one was Star Killer. That was my favorite. My second one was the Kyber crystal. Did you catch that?
Well,
he gave him the Kyber crystal,
right?
And I was like, ooh, wouldn't that be fun if that became a lightsaber? We see that become a lightsaber or something.
Oh, that would be neat. I
would like that. Of course, but we don't have any other mysticism reference at all. The Star Wars Jedi Knight stuff at all in here, except for that Kyber crystal.
Well, now, okay. To be fair, I don't think we have to have Jedis. I mean, Rogue One. Well, we kind of had reference to Jedis in Rogue One, but we didn't have any Jedis. We didn't have any lightsabers.
Well, I am one with the Force, and the Force was with me.
Well, yeah,
I mean, Donnie Yen's character.
We had some references, right?
Oh, okay, yeah.
But there were no Jedi, and there were no Jedi in Solo. So, I mean, you can have Star Wars without Jedi. You can. It's a big universe, and Jedis, especially at this time, they're supposed to be almost
eliminated.
Yeah, like people are doubting, did they really exist? Are they just a myth? That's the point we are in Star Wars history, where it's just these people. Some of them believe in the Jedi, and then others are like, they're just they're like the Greek gods and stuff like that. They're just mythical stories. So I'm okay that we have some stories without Jedi. That's fine, but I need some more action, and I'm not getting it. And we're 4 episodes in. There should be some action. I don't remember how many episodes this is. Is it 12?
I have no idea.
I think it's like 10 or 12. Please tell me all the next episodes are not identical to these, because
I know, right? Here, let me see. Let me look up real quick. Andor episode list.
I thought Megan was.
Who we got?
I was trying to.
I want to say it's like 12, I think. And then, of course, we got the first 3 in one shot.
Yeah.
So that would be 9 episodes to go now.
They don't give there's not a synopsis for 5, and that's next week. So
yeah, I don't think. Now, I thought it was interesting. Episodes 1, 2, and 3 did not have titles whatsoever. And then this one was titled Aldani. The first one was Casa. The second one, That Would Be Me. And the third one is Reckoning. Oh, they must have released the titles afterwards then. Because when it was released, it was just 1, 2, and 3.
Right. Episode 5 just says episode 5. They won't release the titles until after.
Gotcha. Okay.
Wiki says 12.
Yeah. See, I thought
okay.
So that puts us around November time frame of this ending.
Right.
And then I think we go into Bad Batch after that. I think. I'm not sure.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. We'll see. I don't know. I know there was one YouTuber who said he's done. He's done with Star Wars right now.
Well,
I mean, he said he'll watch movies and he'll do that.
Oh, he ain't gonna watch movies because there ain't gonna be no movies.
Yeah, there is. Did you not hear?
No, they're not. Okay, what did I not hear? Oh, you got movie news?
They changed one of the shows, one of the episodes and stuff. They changed to be a movie.
What?
Oh man, now I got to remember
which
one it was. Yeah,
dude, where was this for news in our last episode?
Which Star Wars show is now a movie?
Because I know they were supposed to do Rogue Squadron, and with Patty Jenkins is supposed to be the director for Rogue Squadron,
right?
And that got canned, and that was the only movie that was actually in the works.
I just saw a thing.
I haven't heard this.
I can't remember. They're turning it into a movie. My brain is trying to remember because now I can't remember.
Steven's brain has turned to marshmallows.
It has. It sure has. By golly, it's going to come to me at the end. I remember seeing the cover. I remember seeing. Oh shoot, but they said it's no longer going to be a series. They're going to make it into a movie, and I'm thinking, good.
I'll
Stop
believe
drawing stuff out and make it into something worthwhile seeing.
I'll believe it when I see it because I don't think Disney has any intentions of doing any more Star Wars movies. I think.
Why do you say that?
Why do I say that? Because Solo was a flop. Rise of Skywalker didn't do as well as they wanted it to do. And
Right.
Disney's had more success on Disney Plus with the TV series. They're done with Star Wars movies. They are not doing Star Wars movies.
No, they'll do Star Wars movies. They'll do them.
Yeah, maybe 10, 20 years down the road. But right now, they're done. They're going to go with what's making them money. And movies
Well,
are
that's true too.
So
let me see.
I don't think you're going to see a Star Wars movie for a long, long time.
Taika Waititi is supposed to have.
I've heard that.
What did you say, Megan? It was hard to.
Taika Waititi, I don't know how to pronounce his name really. It's supposed to have one in 2023.
Supposedly.
But there's no details on it.
Right.
Because there's no title, there's no
right.
There's nothing about it.
Yeah, because it's not coming. J.J. Abrams has a whole trilogy he's going to do. Or not J.J. Abrams, Rian Johnson, I'm sorry. I mean, Rian Johnson.
There's an article in Games Radar that says Kathleen Kennedy told Total Film in a recent interview that the film is headed for a late 2023 release, but said we haven't locked anything in.
Right. And Kathleen Kennedy is known for what? Lying. I don't think the woman has told the truth since she's taken over the company. Honestly. I
don't know if it's necessarily lying as much as it is
boasting.
I think so. Oh yeah, we're going to do this, this, and this, and then they change their minds.
And it's all crap.
I think it's just poor planning style stuff. You know what I mean?
I'll give you poor planning.
Here's Kevin Feige, who has masterminded the whole phase, phase three phases of MCU that was very successful.
Agreed.
What a 20-year run, 10-year run, 10-year run, I think what it was. And just phenomenal, that planning stage. We saw with the sequels how poor planning there was done under the leadership of Kathleen Kennedy.
Exactly.
And I think that's the issue. I think it's just I think it's what Warner Brothers did, chasing their tail on stuff. And we got
go back and look at Obi-Wan, go back and look at Mandalorian.
Mm-hmm.
And what what's his face has done. Happy.
Oh, yeah, the guy that plays Happy.
Yeah. Why can't I think of his name right now?
I know. I see his face and stuff like that. Yeah. Right?
Look what he's so
right. But, a clock is right twice a day.
I would first of all, the reference is a broken clock, by the way. And
right.
Broken clock would be Kathleen Kennedy.
Yeah. Anyway, it's Jon Favreau.
Yeah, thank you. Favreau.
It is good. He's brilliant. He's come through the ranks. He's been doing the industry long enough of what it takes to make a good show.
And
you've also got the writer, he himself, Ahsoka. What am I trying to say? We are having a rough day today. I'm just saying.
Anyway, those series were good. And, there was great planning with that. And it was planned through, and we're going to see that carried on into Ahsoka when the Ahsoka series.
Dave Filoni.
Yeah, Filoni.
Dave Filoni, thank you. Good night.
I don't know why I'm having such a problem this morning.
Because we should be over with this episode is why. No, it's fine talking about Star Wars stuff, but yeah,
But yeah, see, I think Filoni and Favreau have done fantastic.
agreed. You were right. You were right
And
about that. Yes.
honestly, if Disney was smart, they would throw Kathleen Kennedy's butt out, never let her touch Star Wars again, and let Favreau and Filoni play. That's
Mhm.
And let's face it, it's like they're like little kids with action figures. I don't have
Yes.
any action
You know,
figures.
I think the issue though is what Kathleen Kennedy's in her role is. I mean, she is an incredible producer. I have no doubts her whole concept of being a producer is really good. Pew 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 pew.
See, Favreau and Filoni, they're like two little kids with their action figures. Boba Fett's
That's right.
He's
Or
green.
he's doing the green screen because it's green. Got a green plate. Yep. So I just don't think she's head of a studio material, if that makes sense. You know, we all have giftings. We're all good at some things.
Yeah, I
And
think
she is
she
an
needs to
incredible
retire.
producer.
She needs to retire. It's time for her to retire. She's had her
Yeah. She's
Bye
had
bye.
a run.
Bye bye,
Yeah.
KK. Goodbye.
Yeah.
Goodbye.
Well,
Go
you
away.
know.
Go away. You had your run. Let somebody else do something with the Star Wars franchise. You suck. Sorry, that's the way I feel about her. She's terrible.
Okay.
She's done nothing good for the company. It's time for her to go. Get rid of her.
Mm-hmm.
Cut off the dead weight.
Let someone else take the reins, is what you're saying.
Yes. Yes.
If you had to pick between Dave Filoni and Jon Favreau, who would you pick?
Ooh. Ouch. That's a good question. Oh, that's a good question. Sorry, my brain goes to that. Man, that's tough because I love Dave Filoni. You know, Clone Wars was amazing. Dave Filoni was handpicked by George Lucas, trained by George Lucas. He knows the Star Wars universe inside and out. And in fact, I would go as far as to say that Filoni knows the Star Wars universe better than anybody next to George Lucas. He's that knowledgeable.
Mm-hmm.
Favreau has the heart. Man, Favreau is just like us. He is a Star Wars fan through and through from childhood. Also knows the universe very well. I wouldn't say quite as well as Filoni, but man, Favreau is so good, and he's proved himself through Marvel so many times. Done such a good job over there. Oh, that is a tough choice.
So I'll give you. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Well, I was just gonna say, being that Favreau has more of a live action film experience than Filoni, but Filoni's gaining that now. I would probably go with Favreau in that sense, but personally, I like having them as a team. They work.
Yeah, there you go. Right, they're a great team.
Cohesively, they are so good together.
Mm-hmm.
Go
See,
ahead.
I think I with Favreau brings the experience, if that makes sense, and a lot of knowledge, yes. Whereas Filoni brings the tome of story. You know what I mean? The whole getting commando. And yes, he has a connection with George Lucas. I would love to see kind of like a president vice president thing. It would be Favreau and then Filoni, and then when Favreau steps down, it's Filoni who takes over. Like in other words, he's training Filoni in the ways of doing live action, which is what he's doing now.
Oh yeah,
and learns and develops, and I think it will be that much more betterer.
Oh yeah. Cheers.
Drinking. Cheers. Sorry. Boop. I'm empty.
No, I love that idea. But you asked me to pick one over the other, and for me,
I pick Favreau.
See,
for now,
I want them cohesively. I want them just the way they.
Okay, that's fine. I'll give it to you. Yeah,
I think they work so well cohesively. I guess if I had to pick one, I guess I would go Favreau only because of his experience, but I think Filoni has the heart, the heart and knowledge of Star Wars. That's why I say they're cohesively, they're almost a perfect pair. They're so good. They wiped Kathleen Kennedy out of the water. The woman has no idea what she's doing in the Star Wars universe. Get her out of there. She might be able to be fine in other movies. I don't care. Go to something else. Go do something else.
Right.
Go away, woman.
Gotcha. That's funny.
You're
All
fired.
right. Well, we're
just
gonna
fired
end
her.
it.
Fired.
Yeah. You're fired.
Sorry.
Well, we're gonna end it there, everybody, before we go downhill anymore. All right. Well, hey, everybody. Thanks for joining us here on the Two Geeks and a Microphone Andor Complain Show.
For now, let's hope next week is better.
I hope so. I keep doing that next week. Same with She-Hulk, too. It's the same kind of story. I keep each episode and all. So anyway, thanks, everybody, for joining us. We appreciate your time. Thanks for listening. Please check out our website, Two Geeks and a Microphone. 2geeksmic.com is our website. Number 2, GEEKSMIC.com. And well, with that, Mike, I'm going to end it right there because
well, here's to next week being more positive. I
yes,
try to keep our shows positive. It was a little difficult with these 2 episodes. Sorry.
That's all right.
with both Andor and the Munsters, and Munsters you'll hear next Friday if you're just listening to this. But yeah, we try to keep things much more positive.
Yep,
we're positiver.
And I'm hoping next week with Werewolf by Night, it will be much more positiver, and hopefully with episode 5 of Andor, it will be much positive. So with that said, over and out, and K2SO, not in this episode. Thank you for joining us today on the Two Geeks and a Microphone podcast. Tune in next week when we will have more news and reviews. Until then,
May the Force be with you.